Hi, everyone. So we're going to change things up. I wanted to challenge you guys with the image that I gave you yesterday. I still want to challenge you, but I saw some of your eyes and it wasn't going to be a fun challenge. So what I want to do is my whole hope here is that I see where you're all at. I get to see who's really struggling and who's thinking that this is a breeze and goes through it really quick. That's going to help me adjust my lesson. What we're doing here is not graded. It's not going to be your first project. This is just telling me where we're at. Starting with a line project is not going to be the hardest thing that we do this year. But you got to know basic skills like holding the ruler. That's why we watched the video yesterday. And then know how to look at an image and follow the directions that I'm giving you. And so this is going to give me a chance to kind of see, is the video helpful? Is it not helpful? So what we want to look at first with this image is that we have a line, an imaginary line that comes down here. And I say imaginary because there's no line. It's just where the lines come down and change direction. It creates all these points that come down. So this imaginary line that's here, okay? And then we have another imaginary line where it goes up and then down. So we're looking at right here, okay? With that piece of paper that I gave you yesterday, we are going to use the ruler. Even though I said we weren't going to do it yesterday, we're going to use it to measure. These are not even, but we're going to make ours even. And I'm going to switch over to a pencil. You're all using pencil. And what we're going to do is take 6 and break it into 3 sections. So we're going to go over to the 2. And we have a line here that's vertical, meaning going up and down. We're going to extend that line going up and down. And then we're going to skip 3, go over the 4. The line goes up and down by the 4. All we're going to do is make it a little bit longer. Right? Then we take it and we're going to slide it all the way down to the bottom. And you don't have to go below it, and just somewhere. Again, matching up the edge of the ruler with the edge of the paper, extending the 2 line, extending the 4. Okay. Now, as light as we possibly can, we are going to match up those lines. Again, I'm on the right side of those lines here. You, if you are right-handed, would be on the other side. Okay, you'd be coming at it like this. All right. But again, I'm left-handed, so I'm going to go over here. That way my hand is not blocking, and I don't have to do this weird crossover thing. So I'm holding it, matching both up with the edge of the ruler. We're good. Now I'm going to start at the top, and I'm going to barely push. You can see how my fingers loosened up. Okay, and I'm going to put a line on there. It's really light. I'm guessing that most of you cannot see it, right? But if we zoom in, you can see that line. All right, zoom back out. All right, and now we're going to do the same thing with this one. Start at the top, barely push down. We want this one to be light. Want the other one to be light. Oh my goodness. There we go. I got a smudge, it's fine. Okay. This is, the next part's going to be the hardest thing we got to do. All right. On this first line, we're going to take our ruler. We're going to match it up with the top of the paper. And on one half of my ruler, I have come down 1 inch. It says 11. On this side, it says 1. I'm going to look at the side that has the 1, and I'm going to put a little mark on that line 1 inch down. Okay, so again, zooming in, 1 inch, I'm extending it, I'm just putting a dot. Now we're going to skip this line and we're going to go all the way over to the edge of the paper. Again, hardest part of this whole thing. So now we're all the way over at the edge of the paper. We have the 1. All we're going to do is put a little mark there. Okay. Now, why did we do that? Well, we're going to look at the one line that goes from this arrow and goes all the way down. That line, okay, is what we're going to draw first. Okay, so we're going to start here, and I'm turning my paper so that I'm always drawing towards my body. I'm starting at that top of that line, and I'm drawing to the dot that we put on here for an inch. So from that line, like that. Okay, now I can push a lot harder. Then we're going to go from here, and I just turned it upside down, but we made that other mark on the side. So now we're going to go from the top of that mark. Okay, and then on the picture here, it's a lot smaller than this section. So we're just going to kind of make it up, and we're going to say that it goes from this dot right here to this corner. Okay, I'm going to zoom out now, or focus, go out. Now we have basically the top, this one, and this one we just pretended extended further. Now we have those three lines drawn. So what we have to do now, I'm going to move this off to the side, is we always have to move away from the lines. So our first line is going to depend how much space we're going to have in between our lines. So I'm going to do this. We want the same space from here to this line as we have from here to this line. Then I'm going to go from this line down to this line, and I'm going to turn my paper, and now I'm going to go from this line that goes the vertical way, and I'm going to draw a line that goes out that way. Okay. And then I'm going all the way over to this one, keeping that same space. Drawing. So now I have just doubled that. You might be saying, how do I do the top parts? I'm going to turn my paper a different way because I always want to go away from the lines that I'm trying to copy. So now I'm going to start on this line here, go up this way. Move away from it. Now I'm going to draw another one. And then we could just finish this little section. Biggest thing is keeping all the space in between all of your lines all similar. Okay, so now I would turn my paper again, and I would continue to do row by row going down this way. All right. Best of luck. Again, this is practice. This is showing me what we can do, what we need to work on. You guys have been out of school for 6 months, so I'm just trying to get a feel on where we're at. So try your best. If you're really struggling, call me over and we can figure it out together. Thanks.